So Lauren, you played Washington State in the NCAA tournament, and I know you walked into that match with a plan, and we're gonna talk about that plan. But let's watch Wisconsin's blocking system first, because we're going to use it to compare it against what Washington State did when you guys played them.
Okay.
So when an in-system pass, you're starting all the blockers towards the middle of the court. I'm going to run this back just a little bit. So you can call it a pinch system or a bunch system, but your outsides generally are going to help with the middle attack. So here a 31 is set and you got 4 hands on the ball. That was your system. The outsides are going to pinch in, and anything in the middle third of the court, they're helping. Is that fair?
Yes, that is fair.
So we'll see it again. I'll stop it. So outsides are pinched, and then as the play develops, a back quick, and again we got 4 hands.
Yep. The biggest thing with the bunch block too is, first off, you have to look at the other team's tempo. Is the tempo going to be fast enough to the outside where you're not able to help on it quick? Or is it slow enough where you can also get your hands to the middle and get on your way to the outside as well?
Okay. So your system was to start in, but we're going to help. We're going to help the middle. So now we're looking at the Washington State blocking system where they would start in the same position that you did, but now look at their outsides and how it contrasted with what your outsides were doing. Your outsides tended to stay and theirs tended to bail.
Yes, so what we noticed on film with them as well, huge blocking team, 3rd in the country, very powerful. But unlike us where we stayed loaded and helped on the quicks, they tended to load to go to the outside. So we saw that as an opportunity to, again, even though they're there, they look like they're bunched, they bailed to the outsides.
So by the time the middle hitter hit the ball, they're all by themselves.
All gone, yep.
And so as you walked into the match, you're going to attack the middle of the court.
Middle of the court. They would try to help out. If you're overrunning it a lot, then sure, they're going to help. They're going to try and throw their hands in. So a huge thing we try to do is keep people honest. Making sure that, sure, we're mixing in, we're attacking the middle third of the court, but we're also getting some action on the outside and the right side as well.
But as you were watching your pre-match video, you probably saw this a lot, where the outsides were completely leaving the middle blocker by themselves.
Yes.
And as I looked at the stat sheet after the match, your middles lit it up.
Always. And against most teams, the A or the quick one is always going to be one-on-one. But the huge differences are especially when it's almost a 3 ball or a back one. Those are what can be super effective, especially in these situations. Or is this, we like to call it a hang, where our middle comes in on a fake, still one-on-one, even though that outside blocker could have helped out.
Okay, so walking into this match, it was, even though they're bunching, we're going to attack the middle of the court.
Our game plan was, even though they are bunched and even though they're big, they bail, and we can attack that middle of the court.
So I'm watching this, and I couldn't understand. Like you start, and then you run into zone 3, and the outside is not there to help.
Yes. In those close quarters, right sides get really jittery. They go, oh man, we're really close to the outside, and the middle's coming in quick. So we call this an overload. And when this happens, right sides get really overloaded, and they get really jittery, and they don't know what to do. Those are great times to be able to run your middles quick.
Part B of your game plan, my guess is, this is a question, not a statement, is they're bunched, and if we set a good tempo to the outside, we can beat them to the pin.
Again, so being able to set a great tempo to the outsides are huge, because with them being in so far, it's really hard to get out that fast if you're setting a quick tempo ball. So that was a huge part of our game plan as well. Let's stay in system as much as we can, and let's push it all the way to the pins. No reason to keep it inside.
So we saw the result of that, where a lot of seams in the block as the outside blocker was jumping away from it, and the middle couldn't quite get there, and you had that going on. And I'm not sure what you guys hit this match, but it was big numbers.
It was big. Yeah, so by keeping these middles honest and always attacking the middle of the court, that opens up a lot of seams for both pins, just because that middle is really having to stay true in the middle of the court.
So even though they're a bunch blocking system, we're going to run middle, and then we're going to beat them to the pin.
Absolutely.
And it worked.
It worked.
Congratulations.
Thanks.